Welcome back to the channel. I promised you that I would show you my Dremel work that I'm going to do to this gun. I'm going to take an undercut here. I'm going to really round this edge out because that tends to dig into my knuckle. I'm going to double undercut the trigger guard here. I like it. It makes my hand fit a little better, and I just prefer that. It gives me a good index point. So I'm going to do that Dremel work today, and then I'm also going to do the thumb rest here. So first thing I'll confirm that guns are clear. Okay. I brought this one so that you can see the Dremel work that I've done. You can see, look, I'm not out here to make this look perfect. I'm not trying to win a beauty contest. I could take some things and round this off a little better, and I'll probably do that. But you can see what the difference is here in what I've done from the shape there and here. I'm going to do something similar here on this gun, and it just makes my hand fit a little bit better, and I prefer it like this. Now, you can see here on this one, I gave myself a little bit of an extra buffer here. Now, this is a 10 millimeter. This is the gun that I carry when I'm out in the woods. And I haven't done a thumb shelf on it. All I did was the double undercut. And again, this is my roughing it gun, so I haven't gone through and softened this up and made it any prettier or anything. All I did was make this fit my hand in a rough cut very, very well. The way that this is angled and beveled, my finger fits right in there. I don't feel any chafing or any irritation when I fire this gun. And on a heavier recoiling gun like a 10 millimeter, it definitely makes a difference. So that's what I've done on this gun. I'm going to try and make this one look a little bit prettier. This one's going to be shot a lot more. I'll have it as my range gun. I plan on shooting this gun every single time I go to the range. This is my everyday carry. So I want to make sure that if there's a gun that I'm proficient with, this should be one of the most proficient firearms I have if I'm going to be carrying it on a day-to-day basis. So I plan to shoot it a lot, and I want to make it comfortable to shoot. But people that I take shooting and that I go out on the range with are going to see it a little more. So I'm going to try and smooth it out a little bit more, make it look a little bit more professional than I did on my rough cut one there. But you get the idea what I'm trying to accomplish. Nice undercut here, double undercut there. Now, I'll tell you, the first time I did this, I was a little bit nervous to do it. I didn't want to mess up the gun. I was worried about doing damage to the gun, things like that. I've gotten braver over time. There's a whole lot of real estate here to play with, so you don't have to stress. You don't have to worry. So I'm not going to make you watch me do the whole thing, but I'll show you some of the things that I do, and then I'll pause and keep going. Let's see. I'll kind of note the time, and we'll see where we're at once I get going here, and I'll kind of keep you up to speed. But what I'm going to do, this is so just a wireless Dremel. I've got a pretty rough, a pretty coarse piece of sandpaper on here for right now. We're going to see how that goes. The key to this whole thing is just take it slow. There's no rush. You got time, right? There's no reason to dive in too fast here. Okay. All right, I'm getting that angle down where I want it. And then I like to take this edge off right here. That edge just kills me. So get this rounded a little. Okay, I'm going to see where that fits real quick. Okay, already that edge is gone for me. Now this is rough, right? This isn't, but already I've made it so that my knuckle fits in there better, and I'm going to get less chafing. Now I've still got there's a sharp edge right here, so I need to round all of this out, but I'm getting to where I want that to be. I think I'm going to go a little deeper on this cut, but I've got that edge going the direction that I want. I'm going to work on this for a minute, and then I'll bring you back when I've got a little bit more work done and show you further progress. Okay, let me show you what I've got here. Now, I want you to see, now, this is just for me, right? So this is custom built for mine. No, I'm never going to sell this gun. This is mine. So this gun, you can see I cut it really beveled on this side, but the way my finger sits perfect there now, right? Got a really nice spot, super comfortable. It's not going to bug me. It's not going to hurt my knuckle like it would before. Now, you can see I didn't cut it exactly the same way on the other side. I don't need that on the other side the same way. My finger doesn't wrap around that same direction, right? So I need less space. So mine is not perfectly like symmetrical because the way my hand is sitting isn't perfectly symmetrical, and I'm fine with that. So my line here is a little bit of a diagonal. That's just what fits my hand the best, and it gives me a really good tight grip. I feel a little bit of like my finger rests up against this shelf right here a little bit, and I really like that spot. So generally this cut is essentially done. What I'm going to do now is smooth it out a little bit and start on the cut up here. Now this double undercut, I'm going to put the shelf for it. I can kind of measure it when I grip. I see the spot I want it to go. I'd like that shelf to sit right in front of my finger right here, right? So I'm going to start here and make a shelf there, and then I'm going to have a shelf in front of this other finger here. So it'll go a little cut up to about that spot right there. So right about there. So I'm gonna go very conservatively. I'll start small, and then I'll kind of grow it as I need. So all I'm gonna do, I know I generally want it right here. This middle part is definitely gonna be gone, right? Okay, now you can see I'm just starting to make a dip there, right? And there's a lot of room. Like with all that I did, there's a lot of room. I don't have any risk of going all the way through this trigger guard for a long time. But you can see I'm just starting to mark out where I want that to be. And I'm just going to go real slow and slowly expand that until it's right around my finger when I grip like that. And then once I'm done, you can see this is a really rough one. I'll go down to finer and finer paper just to smooth this out. And I'll actually finish by sort of using a polishing bit here to smooth this off and make it a lot more professional looking. But you can see I've started it on the cut. Let me make some more progress and I'll bring you back. Okay, a little bit of an update here. So you can see here I've gotten now some of the depth where I want it. So that's about right there. That's about as deep as I'll go. It's probably about halfway through, something like that. But already you can see that my hand, I don't know how well you can see that, but my hand fits right where I want it to, right? And I'm starting to get right into the place that I want that to be, to feel like I've got, like I said, mostly a good index point, but it just makes it a more comfortable grip. And my hand seems to fit in there a little bit better. So I'm going to widen this out. I'm going to make it a little bit more pronounced here. So I'm going to flatten this and make this more of a solid wall. And then I might bring this forward just a little bit more, but I'm getting really close to what I want this to be like. And then I'm going to round off these edges and I'll be back to you. You know, one quick note I want to bring up. You want to make sure that you're taking your time and that you're actually grinding and sanding this off and not melting it off. So I'm going to try and show you what I'm talking about here. You can see here, there's lines. You can see where I'm actually sanding it. But if you get this going too fast and you hold it in one spot too long, you can see it actually starts to melt, and it all bundles up here, bunches up right there, and but if you slow it down a little bit, take your time, and you're lightly pushing, you don't have to, it doesn't take a ton of pressure, right? Get in there and mess with it. You're not gonna, I promise you would have to really go crazy to do some major damage in here. But I'm starting to really get that shape that I want, you can see. And I'm just taking my time and going really slow. I am anything but an artist, guys. So if you're looking at this and going, man, I just don't think I could do that. That's the whole point of this video, is I'm showing you I'm not great at this. There are guys out there that do this for a living and charge you hundreds of dollars to get this done, or less. There's guys that'll do it for cheap. But I like to do my own work. I feel like I'm learning something. It gets me more familiar with my gun, so I like to do my own work when I can. This is something that I was nervous to take on for a long time. and I don't feel like it's something I should have been nervous to do. Some nervousness is good, right? It means you're going to be careful. But take your time, go slow if you decide to do this, and I'll come back when this is cleaned up a little bit, and you can see a little bit more what that's going to look like. But that's giving you an idea what I'm accomplishing. There's my strong hand. You can see that knuckle fits in there a lot better. You can see I've also got plastic all over me. And now my support hand fits right in there. Right in that spot, exactly where I wanted it to. And man, it feels natural. It feels like that's where my hand is supposed to go. So I love it. It's making good progress. Clean this up just a little bit, and then I'll go up to a higher grit on the sandpaper and smooth some of this out and make it look a little bit more pretty. Okay, I've got the shape of the cut to a spot where I'm really happy with it as far as it fitting my hand. Now, is this something that I would do for somebody else? And I wouldn't. Now, I know people send it off and have it done somewhere else, but then it's not. I don't know. It's not custom fit to my hand, and I want the measurements where I want them, and I want it to fit and feel it as I go. And I think my general shape here is a perfect fit for my hand and how I want to grip the gun. So with that part done, I'm gonna now do some pretty work and get this cleaned up a little bit, and I'll show you what that looks like when I've done a little bit extra. Okay, now I have taken this and polished it a little bit, so now you can see a lot of the rough edges are gone. A little bit of touch-up work that I'll do here, but now this gun is absolutely custom to my hand, how it fits for me, and it may not be the prettiest in the world. That's not what I was looking for. Again, I'm not trying to win a beauty contest. What I'm trying to do is make sure that my grip is comfortable, that I love to shoot this gun, and that this becomes the gun that I train with more than anything else. That's been my goal, and I think I have accomplished the grip I was looking for today with that double undercut. So I'll probably do a little bit more polishing on this over time. You can see there's still like a little bit of a rough edge here where I could sand this and make this line a little cleaner. But I'm happy with the shape. It's exactly a fit to me. And so if you're looking to fit one to your hand, it's not complicated. I am not the best in the world, and I'm sure that there are guys that charge for the service that are going to comment on this. No, don't do that. Send me $100. I'll do it for you. I get it. I understand. I like to do my own work when I can, and point of this video is to show you, hey, it can be done as long as you're not looking for a super pretty professional look. This is a gun that's yours that you're going to keep forever, and you're comfortable doing it yourself. Don't hesitate too much. You can make it fit your hand and be really happy with the result like I am. So all that took me exactly 31 minutes. This part here, what I'm going to do is just, you can probably see there's a bulge that happens in the frame here, right? And I don't want to take away any of that, like, I don't want to mess with any of the structural integrity. You can see the width of the actual frame there, and then they've given you a little bit of bulge here. My thumb just tends to slide right off that, and so what I want, I really would like an angle right here like this, just to give it a little bit of an edge. It'll be rounded, but it'll be something for my thumb to sort of rest on, and it's just comfortable for me. I know my thumb's always in the same point. I can feel it touch there. So that's what I'm after. So I'm just making an angle right here. I don't want to go too far, and I just want to kind of take it down to this flush edge right about there and make a flat surface at an angle here. And then when I add my handle, it grips later. They put there's a piece of sandpaper that fits right there as well, and that's what I would like to have. So I'm going to come straight across here at this angle. And I can, if I would like, just take a piece of tape or something, but I think I can sort of eyeball it here and get an idea what I'm wanting. I'm going to start really slow, right? I'm going to start really slow across here. I'm just going to go the kind of angle I'm thinking I'm wanting. Something like that, right there. And as I seems like that'll be good. Not super aggressive. Just gonna give myself enough of an angle there like that. It's starting to form there pretty well, and I can already feel a big difference. I've still got a little bit of room here before I start getting anything that's gonna like get into the actual line that's here. So I've got some room. Right now it's really sharp, right? I've got a really rough, sharp edge, so I'll round this off a little here in a minute, but I can already feel my thumb's got a spot to sit right there. And it feels like the right place. And again, I'm not expecting my thumb. This isn't a gas pedal. That's not what I'm doing. I just want an index point that my thumb sits in the same spot every time, and it helps me to get my grip right. And then my thumb knows it's in the right place. So that's what I'm after. It's just that little index point that makes me feel like I've got a little bit of a spot for it to rest. And that's what I'm after. Okay, keep rolling. Nice. Simple as that. Nice little spot. Feels pretty good. I think I'm going to come down just a little bit more. I want to take that. That feels pretty good, actually. Not bad at all. Just got to round that edge and make it so it doesn't dig in, but that edge is enough to accomplish what I was looking for. I think if I go any sharper on the angle than that, it wouldn't be as comfortable for my thumb, because I don't want to sit like this, right? I want my thumb to sit this way naturally. I know it's kind of hard to see that line, but that's really what I'm after, is just that spot to be able to rest my thumb. Now it's just a matter of cleaning up this edge and getting it nice and straight. And this is going to be covered with grip anyway, like the grip tape kind of stuff. So I'm not super worried about the aesthetics on it. Again, this is my functional gun. This isn't meant to be pretty. But I'm not looking to make it ugly, right? Not looking to... Oops. Okay. Nice straight line. Cleaned up that edge. Oh, that's perfect. Right there. My thumb just has a spot to go. Just gives me a nice little angle to focus on right there. Sorry about the noise, me blowing that out. Sorry about that. Yeah, a couple more passes and I think it'll be mission accomplished. Okay, polished that up a little bit. There's the result. You can see just created an angle there. You can see this is the other side, what that would have looked like. So just created enough of an angle there that my thumb can sit right up against the frame. Feels really comfortable. It's where I wanted it. So that's the angle for me. Yours might be different. You can play with it a little bit. You can get, old frames that are laying around. You got, polymer 80 frames and different stuff like that you can probably play with a little bit, but get some get some practice in, and just don't be too scared. Take your time, go real slow, make sure you're fitting something that's going to make it work for you. But yeah, not too bad. I'm going to straighten this edge. You can see I've got a little bit where it's not quite straight right here. It comes down a straight line and then bubbles a little bit right up over there. I'm going to round that off real quick. Happy with that. Okay. Exactly what I was after. Simple, really straightforward, subtle, nothing crazy. And that's the result I was looking for. So hope you enjoyed the video. See you next time.